Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and I'm coming to you with another Garage Gun Talk. And yes, I am back from my vacation. I got back last night, and we are back in the saddle and making gun content here at the Texas Gun Vault. I went to the range today. I tried to shoot 3 guns. I was only able to get through 2 just because of timing and logistics and all this kind of stuff. But I wanted to show you what I shot at the range today and my initial impressions. I know that sometimes you guys really enjoy hearing about kind of my, first thoughts, especially when literally I just pulled into the garage 5 minutes ago and just got the car unpacked and wanted to talk about these. So the first one I want to talk about is a really interesting one. I really didn't have any expectations when it came to this one. I was kind of hoping it was going to be a pretty sweet shooter, and it was an okay shooter. And this is the Beretta 70S in 22 long rifle. And this is on loan to the channel from Jack number 1. It is really cool because this is a vintage Beretta. It has some of the classic looks, and it's a model that I don't think many people are aware of. Not many people know about the 70 series. I unfortunately only have 1 magazine for this review. And the issues that I discovered with this, first off, this magazine holds 9 rounds, but I had to underload it to 8, because if I loaded it to 9 and it will successfully hold 9 rounds in there, no problem, when I would insert it, pull the slide back, and then release the slide, it would try to pick up that first round, and the round would miss the chamber and go almost like straight up. I guess the spring is under too much tension or something. You just can't put 9 in here and have that first round feed, I guess, reliably. But on that first round, if it's loaded to 9, it's never going to load. So I had to underload it to 8. And when I did that, the gun is about, I would say, 90% reliable. Almost every magazine, I would have one of the rounds do the same thing that the topped off magazine would. It would come up, it would hit the top of the chamber, and all I had to do really was take my finger and push down on that round, and then it would go into the chamber. So it just had some feeding issues. It did not matter if it was CCI mini mags, if it was round nose or hollow point, it did the same thing regardless. This gun shoots a little bit high, but I think for a 22 long rifle, I really like its recoil and its size. Now, of course, a 22 long rifle is not going to recoil very much at all, but this was a very nice gun to shoot. So from the ergonomic standpoint, from the shootability standpoint, this is a very nice firearm. It's just not very reliable. Not reliable enough, I would say, if you were going to use it for home defense. Now, I would never say to use 22 long rifle for home defense, but the gun does run, and you're going to have issues with it from time to time. I really don't know if it's a magazine issue or if it's a gun issue or an ammo issue, because I only have 1 magazine. If I had multiple magazines, that would help me narrow things down. But Jack told me that getting these magazines is really hard and they're really expensive. So we're just lucky to have 1. But my overall experience with this was relatively positive, and yeah, it was pretty good. So that's the Beretta 70S, but overall, pretty good shooter, pretty good. I'm gonna say I haven't looked at the range footage yet, but I'm gonna say it's probably gonna get 4 out of 5 stars. I mean, not bad, not bad. Now the next one, I really appreciate the other Jack number 2, because of all of the logistics and helping me be able to review this and be around for me to show this to you, because it's an NFA item. Actually, it's 2 NFA items. So going to the range and, being around here. So here we go. The B&T TP9 SBR with the suppressor. Now, I have reviewed this gun as a pistol only with no brace. I have reviewed it as a braced pistol with no suppressor. And now I have shot it and am going to review it in what a lot of people think is its configuration that it's supposed to be in. It's an SBR, so we have a stock, we have the vertical foregrip, and we have the suppressor. And This definitely shoots better than the other two that I have reviewed. Definitely shoots better than just a pistol that you use a sling with. And then the stock is way better than the pistol brace. Of course, the suppressor is pretty sweet. It's pretty big though. But I think many of the complaints that I have about this gun are going to remain the same. Some problems I had with it is the vertical foregrip keeps coming loose. Now take a look at this. You can see it's loose here. Now you can tighten it down, and I tighten it down, but it keeps coming off. So I guess we're gonna have to put on some like blue Loctite in that thing. Don't know why it keeps wanting to come back out. One of my biggest complaints when it comes to its function, ergonomics, and manual of arms is the magazine release. I've always complained about this gun being too much like a typical pistol. When it comes to my PCCs and PDWs, I like the magazine to be outside of the pistol grip, to be up here like a B&T APC9, GHM9, so forth. But whenever you have the magazine that comes through the pistol grip, we get a very vertical grip, which I don't like. I like to have a little bit more of an angle, more like an AR-15. But now we have the magazine release as a typical button like you would have on a standard pistol. And when you have a gun with a stock, it's more of a PDW. I like to be able to take my non-shooting hand, go around the mag well, push a button, pull that magazine out. Here you can't. So if I want to use the mag button like a typical pistol, I have to take the stock off of my shoulder, and even then, if I rotate the gun this way, it often catches on my arm and I can't get my thumb around to that button. I have to literally take the gun, move it to the side, push the button to drop the mag. If I try to do it on this side, it's too awkward. So if I'm shooting, boom, 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 I have to like break my grip to bring my finger back to here to drop the mag. That's also weird. And I don't know, it's slow to reload. It's not natural, and the stock is in the way. And it's kind of the same thing I've had problems with when it comes to adding a stock to like a Glock. You know, I have an SBR Glock 24. It's the same problem because that magazine release button's right here, and it's just not ergonomic. You want to keep the gun on your shoulder, push that button, get the fresh mag in. It's just too hard. It's just too hard to do it. The other thing about this gun, and I complain about it, all the different variations, it's so much polymer. This is a polymer gun. And I know what B&T is capable of doing when it comes to their higher end guns, their APCs, GHMs, SPCs. Their machining is outstanding. It is amazing. And here we have a polymer gun. Does it work? Yes. Okay, it works. But it feels cheap. It just feels cheap. And in my opinion, it's not on par with their higher end stuff. And I know that's going to piss off a lot of people because a lot of people like this gun, the concept of this gun. It just feels cheap. The trigger is mushy. The reset is long. It's just not as refined as the other guns in B&T's lineup. And when you're used to shooting those other guns and you shoot this, in my opinion, this isn't even close. I don't know. I mean, if this gun was made by another company, I would say, wow, that is really good. That's a nice gun. Because the gun is nice. I mean, it's probably going to get 4.5 stars in the review. Okay, so it's nice. And if it was made by Smith & Wesson, I'd be going, wow, they knocked it out of the park. But we're not talking about Smith & Wesson here. We're talking about B&T. I mean, Swiss machining at its finest. And it's just not here. It's a big hunk of polymer with a mushy trigger. Manual of arms is awkward. The suppressor is big. It's a cool concept. And I understand why people want it because it's different. But even the charging of the gun is weird. It's more like an AR-15. You have a charging handle here in the back. I guess the one thing about the manual of arms that I do like over their other guns is you do have a slide release right here, like in a typical place you would find it on a pistol. So if the slide is locked back open and you want to close it, just push that down. I do like that. But in my opinion, this gun just falls short. And everyone says the reason I didn't like the other ones is because I wasn't able to shoot it in this configuration. And after shooting it in this configuration, it's okay. It's okay. I don't think I spend my money on it. I just don't. It's a hunk of polymer with a bad trigger, a big suppressor, and the manual of arms is awkward. And when you shoot a B&T APC9 Pro, you're like, wow, this is the Cadillac of PCCs. And even if you get that APC9K, which is more like a PDW, very small, very compact, it blows this thing out of the water. It's just a better platform than this is. And I guess it's because the company is enamored by the Steyr, which I guess this is, or what it's built off of, and it's, 1980s kind of heritage, and that's cool and all. It's cool and all. Man, it just does not stack up to the APC, or the SPC, or the GHM. Those are just up here. And when you hold those, you go, this is quality. You hold this thing, hunk of polymer. And as I said, if this was made by Glock, if this thing was made by Smith & Wesson, it'd be a great gun. I mean, I'd be like, wow, they've knocked it out of the park. But it's because, I guess I was trying to think of an analogy coming back from the range. And I guess would be, think about any luxury brand. It doesn't have to be a gun. It could be like I don't know, we'll stick with cars for a moment. Imagine whatever your top tier, whatever your favorite luxury car is. Let's just say a Bentley, okay? Not that I'm a fan of Bentleys or anything, but I saw a Bentley today. It's just what's on my mind. So we all know what Bentleys are. But imagine if Bentley comes out with a car that's made of cheap metal and it's more like a Toyota Corolla in how it works. And it gets you where you need to go, but they ask a lot of money for it. People are going to go, whoa, hold on a second. I expect a Bentley. I don't expect Bentley to make a Toyota Corolla and then sell it to me as a, badge it as a Bentley and then tell me it's a Bentley. That's what this kind of is. It's an okay gun made by a company that I have such high expectations for. And so the two things just don't mix in my mind. So that's what this is all about. So what do you guys think? I know it's going to make some people mad because they love this gun. There are so many people out there that follow this channel, and they've sent me pictures of theirs. You got to tell me what it is about this gun you absolutely love, if you love the TP9. Because I don't. Okay? It's not bad. Okay? Don't think I'm ragging on it, saying it's bad. It's a good gun. As I mentioned, if it was made by any other company, 5 out of 5 stars. Made by B&T, 4 out of 5 stars. Where the other guns are 5 out of 5. Yeah, it's just a hunk of plastic. It works. I can't complain. And the suppressor has a great tone to it. Soft recoiling. No muzzle rise. Reliable. Feeds from the B&T mags, which I like. I have no other complaints. But it's just not the same quality as a B&T. So, that's what happened at the range today. And giving you guys my first impression. So tell me what you think in the comments section below. And if you made it to the end of today's video, what's the word of the day? The word of the day is going to be okay. However you want to spell it. 2 letters or spell it out. Because these guns shot okay. And that's it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And what do you guys think of my thoughts on the B&T TP9? And do you understand my analogy? So, as always, thanks for watching.